You've seen the image, right? It's legendary. The real reason Superman was able to lift that hammer has been buried by time, and it has absolutely nothing to do with him being worthy. A cosmic baddie named Krona is trying to smash the DC and Marvel universes together, wiping out everything. It's the final battle, a desperate, last-ditch effort. In the middle of the chaos, Captain America tosses his shield to Superman, and an overwhelmed Thor hurls Mjolnir to the Man of Steel. Superman is the last son of Krypton, standing tall with Captain America's shield on one arm and Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, in the other. This wasn't Mjolnir judging Superman and giving him a thumbs up. Why isn't Superman, arguably the most morally upright character in all of fiction, considered worthy by a hammer? This was Odin, the guy who made the rules. It's looking for a very specific type of person, an Asgardian warrior king. His entire code is built on his refusal to kill. He will always look for another way. That hesitation, that core belief that everyone can be redeemed, is his greatest strength. But to the cold, hard magic of Mjolnir, it's a deal breaker. What do you guys think? Does knowing Odin had to step in change how you see this classic comic moment? Or do you feel like Superman should just be worthy, no questions asked? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked this little comic book deep dive, you know what to do. Thanks for hanging out. The hammer needs a warrior, and Superman, at his heart, is a protector. It demands honor, courage, and a willingness to sacrifice, all things Superman has. But it also demands a warrior's spirit. Captain America can lift the hammer. Why? Because Steve Rogers is a soldier. He's been to war, and he understands that some fights have to be finished for good. In another crossover, Wonder Woman lifted Mjolnir with no problem at all. She was born and raised a warrior. It's in her DNA. Superman's philosophy, as noble as it is, just doesn't fit the job description for God of Thunder. A willingness to do what is necessary to end a threat decisively. Mjolnir is a weapon of war. The reason we all think he did is a misconception. He didn't wield it because of his inherent worthiness, but because Odin gave him a temporary guest pass when the universe needed him most. And it wants a warrior's hand to hold it, hitting the big red emergency button to give the heroes a fighting chance. It was a battlefield exception, and the second the crisis was over, it expired. He wields it. He uses the hammer and the shield together to land the finishing blow on Krona, saving literally all of existence. That doesn't make Superman any less heroic. In fact, it just highlights what makes him so unique. He isn't worthy of Mjolnir, precisely because he is Superman. His unshakable hope and his powerful restraint are the very things that define him, and they just don't mesh with the needs of a magical Viking warhammer. The iconic moment wasn't a test he passed. It was an exception made for a hero so great that the gods of a whole other universe bent their own rules to let him save the day. The dust settles, the day is won, and Superman goes to hand Mjolnir back to Thor, but he can't lift it. It's stuck to the ground. Superman is baffled, but Thor explains what was really going on. Odin, the Allfather, was watching the whole thing unfold. Seeing that all of reality was on the line, Odin himself secretly and temporarily lifted the worthiness enchantment from Mjolnir. The image is burned into our collective memory. The debate seems over. Superman, the ultimate Boy Scout, is worthy. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. There's a catch. For comic fans, this is it. The lie isn't the image. Superman absolutely lifted the hammer. The lie is why we all think he did. It wasn't about his character. It was a sneaky, last-second magical loophole. This is the ultimate proof that Superman is just as noble, just as pure, just as worthy as Thor himself. But what if I told you that iconic moment, the one we all point to, is built on a lie? The moment happens in one of the biggest comic crossovers ever, JLA Avengers, and Superman catches it. Here's the thing. To see the truth, you have to look at what happens right after the fight. Thor explains to a stunned Superman that his father isn't stupid, and that in desperate times exceptions to the spell have been made. So what gives? Because the worthiness enchantment isn't just about being a good guy. That's where Superman falls short. Think about it. So while Superman did lift Mjolnir, and honestly, but that's my take.